Hey guys, good morning. This is Narendra. Today I'm back here with one more program that is to decide if a given number is prime or not prime. And also in this program, I'll be writing the program in the C++ language, and also in this program, I'll explain the various constructs and the structure of this program. So without any delay, let's get ahead with it. The first line, as you can see, it is written main.cpp here. So CPP is an extension that stands for the C++ files, and the part before it, that is main, it stands for the file name. It is simple. Let's go to the next line, that is line 1. It is written program to decide if a number is prime or not prime, and before it slash are written. So in this programming language, that is C++, there is something known as comments. So comments are the aids with which we indicate to the various users which will be subsequently using this code of the program. While going through it, it will indicate to them that what exactly we are doing in this program. We can just make their life simpler by writing comments below that this is the part which I'm doing here at this point. So to indicate anything, use comments. The next line is hash include iostream. Include means that we are including something in this program which is not readily available. Let's take an example of our school in case there was any topic or concept which we didn't used to find in the school textbooks. So what did we used to do? We used to go to the library and we used to find the books where we can find those concepts. It is a similar way. So C++ is basically providing for the basic utilities which can be provided. The C++ compilers have already included those utilities, also known as functions, into these files. The file name here is iostream. It is encapsulated by these two symbols, that is less than and greater than. And before that, we use the syntax hash include. If we take the full form of this file is input output stream. So basically this file ensures that the user is able to give input to this program and the coder is ready to produce the output onto the screen. More examples for this is math.h, onio.h. The complete function of a C++ is getting executed under a main function. Now you'll be saying why this code is written outside, because before starting this main task, which we are right here, the main task is to decide if a number is prime or not. So before deciding the main task, we are taking help of the whatever functions oblique the utilities we'll be requiring. We have already included it. Now we'll be starting the main function. So before main, we have written int here. So there are types of functions which you will further learn, that is int, void, float. This function which is named main, it will return an integer value. After every function, we write double brackets, and the body of the function, the exact code which will be executed inside it, will be written inside these parentheses, that is this one and this one. You can see that on the line 7, we have already written return 0. Let's come back to the program that is deciding if a number is prime or not. So let's take a number. The number will be an integer. So we decide int is the basically a data type. Num is a name of the variable which we are using to store the value of that number which we will take from the user. Now let's use a function which I described before, which is inscribed in this iostream.h, that is std double colon c out, enter a number colon space. So with this line, we are using the function which is available in iostream, which is given under std colon cout. Now this function is given to display this part onto the screen. Let's run it, and you can see enter number is being written here. Now after we have displayed it onto the screen, we will let the user enter that number. So we'll again use std cin, that is input from the screen, cin num. If we run it, again it is showing enter number, but now it is not exiting. You can see the cursor is blinking here. So I'll enter a number, let's say 5. Okay, now I have entered number 5 and I have pressed enter. So initially this code execution successful was coming before end. Now it is coming after pressing enter. That means this program is running till here and waiting for us to enter this number, to input this number by this line. After we enter this number, that is 5, and press enter, now it is going here. Now we come to the main code. Now I'll give example of the comments here. Here is declaring a variable for number, taking input from the user, logic to determine if the number is prime or not. So now we'll write the main logic. So now the number which we had entered, that is 5, it will be input, it will be declared assigned onto this variable that was num. We'll do the operations on num now. How do we define whether this number is prime or not? Check the definition of prime number. What exactly is a prime number? Now, as you can see, the prime number is a whole number greater than 1 whose only factors are 1 and itself. All the numbers above 1, that is 2, 3, 5, 7, these numbers which are only divisible by itself and 1 are prime numbers. Now we'll be using a for loop. Right? What exactly is a for loop? A for loop is a loop basically which is utilized to do any repetitive operations or a particular set of operations n number of times. Let me explain it to you further with the syntax. This is how it is written, and we will declare int I is equals to 2, I less than num, and I plus plus. Right? Okay. So what we are doing here, we will do a repetition for the value of I, that is from I is equals to 2 up to I less than num. We had assigned the value of num to 5. So it will go from 2, 3, 4 and 5. It will run 4 times for I is equals to 2, for I is equals to 3, for I is equals to 4, for I is equals to 5. The first part is the initialization. Initialization is int I is equals to 2. Then comes the condition, that is till what time, till what condition this loop should start continuing or running. And third condition is updation, that is assigning value of I is equals to 2 and doing the operations for I is equals to 2. How the updation should continue? So I have written I plus plus. I plus plus right now simply it means I plus plus is simply is equals to I plus 1, that is the value of I will become 3. So these three conditions, that is initialization, checking of the condition and updation, are the important parts of the for loop. Now we have to write the set of operations that we have to do to check whether the number is prime or not. So now if this number gets divided by any value of I, then this number is not a prime number. So we will put a condition of if number ampersand I equal to 0, value is equals to false. I'll explain what this if condition means. So if this if construct is simply there to check whether a condition is true or not. That is number ampersand I is equal to 0. Okay. Now number is 5. Ampersand stands for remainder. So this expression number ampersand I will give us 5 ampersand 2. That it will give us 1 is equal to 0. Double equals to means that it is a comparison operator. Now there is a LHS side, there is a RHS side. So onto the left of the condition is remainder becomes 1 equal to 0. So this condition is a false statement. So in that case, what we will do, we will assign this value is equals to false. Now we have assigned a variable that is of type boolean. Name of the variable is value and the value which is stored inside is true. So boolean is a type of variable in which only two things can be stored. That is either it is true or it is false. We have assumed that in case at last we find the value of this variable as true, we will declare that number as prime. But at any point in our code, this number is divided by anything other than 1 or the number, then we will change its value as false. At last, we will just have to compare So now we just need to compare if the value is true or false. How we do it? With the if statement. If value is equals to true, what do we want to write? We want to write on the screen std out that number is prime, semicolon. Or the other statement of the same is in case it is not true, that it comes under else statement. So in that case, we want it to print number is not prime, space and semicolon, and at the end return 0. Here our program will be finished. Okay, let's run for the output. Enter number. So let's take the one number as prime. Okay, 7 number is prime. Let's clear the output. We will run it again and check for another number, that is 10. Number is not prime. So let's check the output again. The number 15. So the number is not prime because it's a multiple of 5 and 3. That is, so it's not a prime number. So let's revise the complete program once again. We have already included in the first line, we determined a comment which can be used as an aid at later stages. So it will indicate to them what exactly we are trying to do in this program. Second line is hash include iostream.h. This is a header file which includes the basic amenities of input output onto the main function, that is type int. It will return a integer. The main code comes under the curly braces. So initially we started with declaring a variable for the number, that is int num, in which we will take the value from the user. The second value, that is a boolean value, which will store a true oblique false value to determine whether a number is prime or not. Thereafter, we'll take the input from the user into this number num. We have written the code to determine if the number is prime or not. So we have used a for loop. There are three elements to it: initialization, the check condition, and the updation. So here we were starting the loop from I is equals to 2, and here the prime number value, the value will be false if it gets divided by 1. So we have started it from 2. We will continue this loop till the number minus 1. If anything is dividing this number, then it is not a prime number. And finally I plus plus, that is an increment operator. So coming inside, we will just try to divide this number which was being input by the user, that is 15. In case any of the number is getting divided by it, then in that case we will put the value which was true here, we'll put it as false. Further, getting out of the loop, we will compare if the value is true or false. If it got divided, the value was if the number was not divided by anything, the value was true, that means the number is a prime number. In case the value was not true, in that case we will just display number is not prime. So guys, this was the program of C++ for finding out if a number is prime or not. If you like this program, please give me a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe, and I'll expect your comments in case anything is there which you need to ask. Thank you.